Okay, now I want to answer these objective questions. And as you know that this is technical drawing. So I will like you to follow me as I'm going to give you the answers to these objective questions, and I back them up with explanations wherever the explanation is needed. All right, let's start with question 1 that says that radius template is used for drawing. The answer is option C, which is fillets are run out in corners. Fillets are run out in corners. So take note of that. Question 2 says that the thin line used to ensure uniformity in height of letters in lettering is called guidelines. That is option C, guidelines. It is called guidelines. And question 3, which of the following figures does not have redundant dimensions? Which of the following figures does not have redundant dimensions? So the answer is option D. So when we talk about redundant dimensions, it's like you are repeating the dimension that you already have somewhere else. For example, this one we have here 5 millimeters. We also repeat it here 5 millimeters. So that is repetition. It is not, one of them is not needed. Then, and even I can say that even none of them is even needed. None of them is needed because we already know that the radius of this semicircle here is 10, and for this one the diameter is what? Is 10. So this is not, this 5 millimeters and this 5 millimeters, they are not needed. So the same thing applies to this one, in which we have 20 millimeters here and it's repeated here again. So, and also for this one, this is a square 16 mm. So once this is dimensioned, this is not needed because we already know that this is the distance from here to here is 16 mm. So that is why they are all redundant dimensions. So they are not really needed, or they are not needed. So by these ones, there is nothing like redundant dimension here. So each of them is dimension on its own. So please take note of that. Now let's come to question 4 that says that in representative fraction, the ratio of the numerator to denominator. So it shows the ratio of drawn size to the natural size. So the answer is option A. So in representative fraction, or representative fraction is equal to drawn size divided by natural size. Divided by natural size. So you have an object, so whose length is let's say normal length. The normal length is 200 meters, and you know that your paper cannot contain that 200 meters. So you have to choose a scale. So you choose a scale, or you represent maybe you say that, so 50 million, well, we say that 50 millimeters should be represented with 50 meters should be represented with 10 millimeters or 20 millimeters. So that is it. So when you divide the length of drawn size by the natural size, so you have what we call representative fraction. So take note of that. Now question 5. The interior angle of a regular lunar gun is 140 40 is 140. So the sum of interior angles of a nonagon is 1260 degrees. That is the sum of interior angles of a nonagon, a 9-sided polygon. So if you now divide that 1260 degrees by 9, it will give you 140. It will give you 140. So that is the answer to that. So option D is the correct answer. Let's open to the next page. Now on this next page, we have a figure as we have here that use figure 1 to answer questions 6 and 7. So question 6 says that the angle PST is angle PST. So where is angle PST here? This is angle PST. So PST. So they are talking about this angle now. It is this angle. They want us to get its value. Now, how can we get the value of this angle? So if you look at this angle, if you look at it, we don't need the value, but they have written it here what we are to choose as the answer. So if you look at this angle is an obtuse angle. This angle is an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So the answer is option A, is an obtuse angle. Then question 7. The value of angle RPS. The value of angle RPS is, so this angle is what we are asked to get. Now, if you look at this triangle, QPS is an isosceles triangle because this side and this side are equal in length. So since these two sides are equal in length, so it means this angle S here, this interior angle RSP or angle PSR is 40 degrees. Base angles of isosceles triangles are equal. So this angle is 40, this angle is also 40 degrees. So if you look at this triangle PRS is a right angle triangle, and the sum of angles in a right angle triangle is 90. So if this angle is 40 degrees, so the angle here will be 50. So 90 minus 40 will give us 50 degrees. So this angle here, angle RPS, is 50 degrees. So that is option B, is the correct answer. Now, question 8. A triangle whose sides are in ratio 3:4:7. 3:4:7 is a scaling triangle. So because the sides are not, the ratio of the sides are not the same, they are different. And if you look at a scaling triangle, the three sides are not equal in length. Likewise, the three interior angles are unequal. Even the three exterior angles will also be unequal. So take note of that. Now, question 9. So we have a figure that we are to use to answer question 9. So here we have that in triangle JLK shown in figure 2, line JP is the altitude. Line JP is the altitude. This line is the altitude. So then question 10. How many faces has a tetrahedron? How many faces has a tetrahedron? So a tetrahedron is a solid with 4 triangular faces. A solid with 4 triangular faces. So it has 4 faces. That is option A, is the correct answer. Now, question 11. A line within a circle and touching 2 points on the circumference without passing through the center of the circle is a chord. So since the line does not pass through the center of the circle, so it only it cut part of the circle, touching the 2 points on the circumference of the circle. So that line is known as a chord. So it's a diameter that passes through the center of the circle and touching 2 points on the circumference of the circle. That is diameter. But if it does not pass through the center of the circle, we call it a chord. So take note of that. Now, question 12. The application of tangency of circles and lines is found in, so the correct answer is option C, in an electric bulb. In an electric bulb. So we make use of the principle of tangency in the construction of electric bulb. So take note of that. Question 13. We also have a figure that we need to use to answer this question 13, and you can see the figure on the screen. So the construction shown in figure 3 will produce, the answer is option C. It will produce a circle passing through point JKL. A circle passing through point JKL. So if I join point J and L together, it will give me a triangle. And if I construct the circle and the circle touch point JKL, so that circle is known as a circumscribed circle. The circle is known as a circumscribed circle. So take note of that. Now, question 14. Question 14 says that the locus of a point on the circumference of a circle as the circle rolls without slipping along a straight line is known as cycloid. That is option D. So when a circle is rolling along a straight line without falling down, so the curve that will be produced is known as a cycloid. So take note of that. So question 15. Now we have a diagram that we have to use to answer question 15 and 16. So which is figure 4. And we have that figure 4 shows the construction of a parabola. Use it to answer questions 15 and 16. So question 15. The path labeled T is a vertex. So this point is known as vertex. So this is a vertex. This point is a vertex. So where the curve come together. So we call it a vertex. So this point is a focus. So this line is known as directrix. This line YY is known as directrix, and this horizontal line is known as axis. So take note of that. So the answer here is option D. So that point, this point is known as a vertex, represented with our label letter T. Now, question 16. If F is 15, then E is also 15. So if you look at it, the distance from here to here, the distance of point F, the focus, to this point is 15. So the distance of this point here, the point on the curve to the directrix, is also 15. And that is why the value of the eccentricity of a parabola is equal to 1. The eccentricity of a parabola is equal to 1. The eccentricity of an ellipse is less than 1. The eccentricity of an hyperbola is greater than 1. So if the distance from here to here equals 15, the distance from here to here is also equal to 15. So 15 divided by 15 will give us 1. So that 1 is the value of the eccentricity of a parabola. So our answer here in question 16 is 15, which is option C. Take note of that. On the next page now. Alright, so the next page we have this diagram, figure 5, to answer the questions that we have here. So here we have that the two triangles shown in figure 5 are similar. Use them to answer questions 17 and 18. So question 17 says that the two sides similar to each other are, so let's look at the diagrams, two sides that are similar to each other. So let's look at the options that we have here. These are the diagrams. So let's look at the options. Option A, RS, and MN? No. So they are not than RS and MN. So this is, you can see that there's a mark here, but this one is not marked. So that's not correct. Then here we have RS and NY. So RS, NY. So if you see them, so none of them is marked. So RS is not marked, MN is not marked. So that is the correct answer. That's the correct answer. So option B is the correct answer. But let's look at other ones. So TS, TS, and NY and NY. So you can see that they are not, that this one has double marks and this does not have what? Does not have any mark. Then RT, RT, and MY. So you can see that this has double mark, this has a single mark. So they are not the same. So it's only RS and NY that are the same. That is option B. So that is correct. Now question 18 says that the two angles similar to each other are. So two angles similar to each other are. So let's look at the options. So we have T and N. So T and N, they are not what? They are not the same. So we'll consider the side. So they are not the same at all. The angle are not the same. Even if you look at the size, they are not the same. Then T and Y. So T and Y. So they are not what? They are not even in the same direction. So, but if it has been SY, so we'll have said that they are at the same point. So then on the triangle or triangles, so R and N, so R and N, if you look at them, so the angles are similar. The angles are similar. So the answer is option C. So R and Y, so R and Y, so if you look at them, the sizes are different. So take note of that. So the answer is R and N, which is option C. So take note of that. So let's look at the next question. Question 19. So we are to use this diagram to answer question 19, 20, and 21 as we are instructed here. That figure 6 shows two views of an object. Use them to answer questions 19, 20, and 21. So let's look at question 19. So says that the isometric view of the object is shown in. So the isometric view of this object is shown in. So if you look at this object, so looking at what we have here, so this is the front elevation. This is the front elevation, or if it's not the front elevation, this will be the front elevation and this will be the end elevation. But irrespective of what we have there, because we are not told whether it is front elevation or whether this is front elevation or this is front elevation or this is end elevation, this is front elevation, we are not told. But looking at what we have here, so this the answer to this question is option A. Option A is the correct answer, because if I'm looking at this object in this direction, if I'm looking at this object in this direction, this part will be hidden from me. So which is shown here. This is the part is shown here, and then this part that is cut off and goes downward is also hidden from me, so I will not see it looking at it in direction. So this is it here. But this one, if I'm looking at this direction, I will see the whole of this, and it is shown here. So I will see this shape like this. So, and I will see this line. I will see this line. So it is shown here, and I will see this shape here. It is shown here. So the answer is option A. So take note of that. Then question 21. The oblique view is shown in. So the oblique view is shown in. So the correct answer is option C. That is the correct answer if you look at it. So the correct answer is option C if you look at this and you compare it to this one. So this is the oblique figure or oblique view of the object. So take note of that. So okay, so let's look at question 21. So the plan is shown in. So for the plan, the answer is option A is the plan. Option A is the plan. So if you look at it, option A is the plan. So if you look at option A here, this shape here, this shape that we have here is what we see here. And these two lines that are hidden, if I'm looking at it from the top here, if I'm looking at this object from the top, the lines, these two lines, these 2 points here, this point and this point will be hidden from me. So that is why we have this line hidden and this line shown hidden. We are shown with short dashes line, short dashes line. So we short dashes line to represent the hidden detail of the object. So option A is the correct answer. Now question 22. So here we have that in figure 7 shows 2 unequal square prisms. The line of intersection is shown at the answer is option A is the correct answer, since they are of unequal they are unequal in size. They are not equal in size, so the answer is option A. So take note of that. So suppose they are equal, so we are going to have them to be in this form, but since they are not equal, they will be in this form. So take note of that. Now question 23. Figure 8 is drawn in isometric. To draw it in oblique Cavalier, the dimension y on the receding side is, so there are 2 types of Cavalier, there are 2 types of oblique drawing. So we have Cavalier oblique drawing and we have cabinet oblique drawing. So in case of Cavalier oblique drawing, the length of the receding side is drawn full. So if the length of the receding side is 50 mm, so in Cavalier oblique drawing, we draw it as 50 mm. But in the case of cabinet oblique drawing, the length of the receding side be divided into 2. That is, if the length of the side is 50, we divide it by 2, then we draw 25. So it is drawn half full in the cabinet oblique drawing. So since we are told that to draw it in oblique Cavalier, so we draw it as in full form, so which is y. So the length is it remains as it is, and the answer is option A. That option A is the correct answer. Now question 24. So here we have a diagram that we are to use to answer this question, and here we have in figure 9 the true length of line FG is the true length of line F. This is line FG. This is line FG. So the true length now, as we have here, so let's look at the options given. So here we have EH, and we have EF. So EF, so that's not correct. EH is not correct. And FK, so FK is correct. FK is correct. So FK is the correct answer. So take note of that. So the next page that we have here now. So here we are given these figures, and let's look at what we are asked to do here. So figure 10 shows block M. This is block M with 4 views. The front view in the direction of ROS, use it to answer questions 25 to 27. So question 25 now. The views R, U, and Y are in views R. This is R. So this is R. So this is U, and this is Y. So are in. So they want us to choose one. Choose the answer here. So here we have option A, perspective projection. That is incorrect. Option B, auxiliary projection. That's not correct. And option C, third angle projection. Option D, first angle projection. So let's look at it. So if this is the plan, and we're looking at the object in this direction, so which means this is the front view. This is the front view of the object, since it is being viewed in this direction. So this is the front view as said in the instruction. So if we have the plan, so if the plan is drawn down here, if the plan is drawn down here, and we have the front elevation, we have it up, okay. if we have the plan up here, so we have the front elevation here, and we have the end elevation that will come to this side. So that will give us third angle projection. To give us third angle projection. Then question 26. The auxiliary projection is Q. Q is the auxiliary projection. So this view is inclined to this surface here. So that makes it auxiliary projection. It makes it auxiliary projection. So the answer is option Q here. That is option B. That's option B. So Q is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. And then the end view is Y, because the object is being viewed in this direction, meaning that this is the front view. So, and this is the plan. So this is the plan. This is the front view. This is the plan. So this is the end elevation. So take note of that. So Y is the correct answer, which is option D is the correct answer. Now, question 28. Question 28. Okay, so in this question 28, we have that the development of the hexagonal prism shown in figure 11 with XS as seam is, so the surface development, so if we cut it here, a seam is a point where the two edges of the pattern is joined together, so to form a solid object or a hollow object. So if you look at what we have here, option A is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. So take note of that. And question 29. So we have that the abbreviation for centers is, the answer is option D. So option A is known as an abbreviation for countersink or countersink. It's an abbreviation for countersink. Option B is abbreviation for cylinder or cylindrical, and option C is the abbreviation for chamfer. So take note of that. And question 30. So here we have a figure here, that figure 12 shows the elevation of a triangular pyramid cut by plane YY. The development is shown in option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Take note of that. So triangular pyramid. So we have a triangle here, and part of this triangle is cut off, as you can see it here. Part of this also is also cut off, and part of this is cut off. So we have what? We have this. So the base is also a triangle. It's a triangle. That's why we call it triangular pyramid. So the base is used to name that pyramid. So if the base has been a square, so we call it a square pyramid. If its base is a rectangle, we call it rectangular based pyramid. So take note of that. So we are done with the 30 general questions. 30 general questions will be given to you. So the next 10 questions that we are going to look at now will be building drawing, which is optional, because we also have 10 mechanical drawing, and that will start from question 31 to 40. So in this building drawing also from question 31 to 40, so we have 10 questions. So it is optional, so it depends on the one that you know. So that you choose that of the mechanical drawing or that of the building drawing. So let's go through the questions and look at the answers. Now, question 31. So here we have a diagram, and here we have that figure 13 shows a type of door used to answer questions 31 and 32. The type of door that we have here is panel door, two-panel door. So that is the answer. That is option A is the answer, panel door. And question 32. The part labeled Y is option B is the correct answer. So it is called style. So that is option B. So, and question 33 now. So we have we are going to use this diagram to answer question 33 to 35 as said here. So, and question 33 says that if the height of each riser is 120, the height x is, so where is the riser? The riser is on the steps, So here we have what? We have 3 steps. We have 3 riser. So from here to here is 120. From here to here is 120. From here to here is 120. So 120 times 3 will give us 360. So then from here to here is 3,100. So we now want to get the value of x. So what we need to do is that we subtract 360 from 3,100, and that will give us 2,740. 2,740. That is option B is the correct answer. 2,740. So on the next page now, okay, so here we have how many threads are shown in the section of the building. How many threads are shown in the section of the building? So what is the thread? Let's look at what the thread is here. So a thread is this distance from here to here is this thread. From here, distance from this point to this point, distance from this point to this point is a thread. So in this case, we have 2 threads. So as shown there, so we have 2 threads. So the answer is option B is the correct answer. Then we come to question 35. So in this question 35, we still go back to the diagram. So here we have the portions labeled M and N respectively are. So let's look at the portion. Okay, so this is diagram, this is M and this is N. So let's look at the answers, the options. Okay, so in the options, so we have partition wall and gutter, that is incorrect. Partition wall and ridge cap, that is not correct. Partition wall and roof finish, that's not correct. So the answer is option D, parapet wall and coping. Parapet wall and coping is the correct answer. So take note of that. Now, question, the next one, we are going to use this diagram to answer question 36 to 38. Now, so here we have that figure 15 shows a section through part of a foundation used to answer question 36 to 38. So question 36 now, the type of wall shown is, this type of wall is a cavity wall. Is a cavity wall. So why is the cavity wall? There is small space here, small space between this block. So there is small space here. So we call it cavity wall. So question 37 now. The part labeled F is known as skirt. This part labeled F is known as skirt. So take note of that. So it can be wood, it can be ceramic. So they use it to surround the space between the floor and the wall. Just maybe something like 4 inches. So they use it to surround the space between the floor and the wall. So we call it skirt. So take note of that. So option A is the correct answer. So question 38. Question 38. So the part labeled G is, so the part labeled G here. So the part labeled G is DPC. So is DPC. The part labeled G is known as DPC. So in order to prevent water from entering or from permeating the floor, so they put DPC there. Now question 39. So we have a diagram that we have to use to answer question 39. So we have that in figure 16. If the block is 225, the length y is the answer is option A. How did I know that it is option A? We are to add 4,600, which is the length from year to year, together with 2,800 length from year to year, 1,600 from year to year, and 1,600 from year to year, and that will amount to 10,600. To amount to 10,600. So take note of that. So question 40. So here we have, on a building drawing, FL is used to represent. It is used to represent floor line. It is used to represent floor line. So the answer is option D. So take note of that. So we are done with 10 questions of the building drawing. So let's look at the 10 questions for mechanical drawing. It also starts from question 31. So here we have figure 17 shows dimensions of small features. It shows dimensions of small features. That is option A is the correct answer. Dimension of small features. Question 32. The symbol for machining a surface without defining the texture grade is, the answer is option C. The answer is option C. So this is the correct answer. Now the next is question. We have this figure, so we are going to use to answer question 33. This is the figure. We are using it to answer question 33 and 35. So question 33. The section at YY, the answer is option A is the correct answer. So the section of YY. So when this is cut, so what do we see? This is what we see. So the answer is option A. That is the correct answer. So question 34. The path labeled R is, so let's look at the path labeled R. This is the path labeled R. So what is the answer? The answer is web. The answer is web. The answer is web. So this is the correct answer. So web is the correct answer. So take note of that. So question 35. The path label Q is, so path label Q, this is it. This is the path label Q. So what we have here, and the correct answer is bearing. The correct answer is bearing. So then question 36. The type of armor shown in figure 19 is, this is a straight pin armor. This is a straight pin armor. So option C is the correct answer. So question 37. So we are to use this figure to answer question 37 and 38. So the type of fastener shown is a stud. That is option A, a stud. This is stud. Question 38. The nominal length is represented with Y. So distance from year to year is known as nominal length. So question, that is option C is the correct answer. So question 39. Use the figure 21 to answer question 39 and 40. So the portion labeled M and N respectively are, so M and N, so we have option C, chamfer and undercut. Chamfer and under, this is undercut and this is chamfer. So take note of that. So question 40. The machine surface on portion P is known as knurling. So this machine surface is known as knurling. So option D is the correct answer. So we come to the end of these questions, and I believe that you will study this very well and be able to answer questions like this if you come across them. So I wish you success. God bless you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not subscribed. Share these videos with friends who are technical drawing or engineering students. God bless you. Thank you.